Do you feel like you've lost support from your loved ones? We're going to talk about it on today's podcast.
I've spent the last 20 years studying, teaching, and coaching people to find their greatness and take their lives to the next level. Along the way, it's become evident that emotions are at the root of everybody's successes and failures. Worry and fear are the enemies, and it's time to forge the armor and earn the tools to overcome the two things that could single-handedly destroy your future. Hi, my name is Michael Johnson, and I'm a life coach, a peak performance trainer, and I'm the emotions guy. It's time to take back control of how you feel, control of how you act, and control of how you experience life. It's time to become a lifer, a new breed of overachiever focused on living every minute to its fullest. We are responsible for how we feel, and no one and no thing can make us feel anything. Emotional mastery is our journey, and emotional education and intelligence is the key. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life.
What's up, lifers? Michael Johnson here with the Magic for Life podcast, and I'm excited that you joined me today because we are going to talk about what happens when you feel like you've lost support from your loved ones, those around you, maybe your significant other, maybe your family members, in the thing that you do, in the thing that you love to do. Now, I know a bunch of you are entrepreneurs that are here. I know that I have some that aren't entrepreneurs that are here, and you're just passionate about the thing that you do, right? I work with a lot of athletes as well. And sometimes the thing that you do is a little bit challenging for others around you to understand why you put that kind of effort and focus into the thing that you're doing. And it's really challenging to explain until you found that thing that you love, thing that you love to do. And in many instances, we come up with all sorts of language. We come up with things to say that help others feel good about what it is that we're doing, even though we don't need any explanation in it or about it at all. And so here's the thing. When you love what you do, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter what it takes. So a lot of times people will say, well, are you willing to work hard and sacrifice and have discipline? And yet to the people that love the things that they're doing, they don't look at it as hard work, sacrifice, and discipline. I used to run this camp for competitive ballroom dancers. It was over the summer. And it was probably one of the more difficult events physically and mentally that I've put on. And these dancers would come to this event, and throughout the year they would talk about it. In fact, it got a little bit of a reputation after a few years. And they'd come to this event knowing full well that it was going to be, quotes, hard, and yet they would all come still. They would all show up. In fact, they would psych themselves out all season long getting ready for this camp, and it was so hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in the past. And then they would kind of use it as a badge of honor, right? Like, I completed it, I did it. Have you done it before? Oh, well, I've done it, and it's really hard, and it's the hardest thing I've ever done, right? And so they would talk about it. And we tend to, as a society currently, we tend to talk about the things that we've done as hard because they're a badge of honor. And so we get to the end of this, or we'd get to this camp, and everybody'd show up, and they'd still come, and they would have a ball. And as we went through this week-long camp, it's 8 hours every day straight. We would do this camp for a week, and it would just kick their butts. But they loved it. We all loved it. It was so fun. It was one of those things that was just amazing, and the result of it was amazing as to what we could achieve and accomplish. And when it was all said and done, it became something that they loved. They remembered it. They talked about what they had accomplished. And physically, they took themselves to the next level. And that was huge. Their ability to ascend to another level of existence. I mean, that sounds really epic, but it really was. It was really epic. But here's the thing, during it, you could say it was hard work. And for those that really weren't into it, for them, it was maybe harder than the others. For those that loved it, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was, we just got in and we had a great time. We enjoyed ourselves. We pushed as hard as we could. And that isn't a statement about hard work. That was a statement of we pushed ourselves to our limits. And when you love what you do, that's not hard. Now, let's kick this back around and tie it in. When we talk about feeling like we've lost support from our loved ones, what is it? Well, oftentimes they only hear about the hard work. They only hear about the sacrifice. They only hear about all the discipline it took for you to do the thing that you needed to do. But they don't actually hear about the love behind it. And it's sort of like when you hear your best friend complaining about that relationship that they want out of, quote unquote, out of, right? And they are talking about it, and I can't believe he did this to me. I can't believe she said that to me. I can't believe, oh, they're so horrible. This is horrible. That's horrible. And they talk about it like they want out. And from an outsider's perspective, you start to get tired of it and you say, well, you know what? It's time. You need to leave that person. They are no good for you. And they're like, no, no, no. And they stay. In fact, sometimes they stay to the point that they get married and spend the rest of their life with each other. But they complain about it and they talk about it and they imply the hard work and the suffering and the all that stuff because they wanted somebody to talk to about the challenges that were allowing them to grow. You notice how I said that? Allowing them to grow, not making them grow, but allowing them to grow. And in some cases, they moved on, and in some cases, they stayed, and that's fine. But oftentimes, if you're an entrepreneur or you just love the thing that you're doing and you want to keep doing it, oftentimes you go back and maybe, you know, for some of my athletes that are younger, they go to their parents, they want to keep doing it. The parents are going, you need to get a life. You need to go and get a job, do something that you hate. Do what I do what you hate and earn money for it. Right? No, that's not it. Here's the thing. Oftentimes, when we're looking at the thing that we're doing and that we love, we have this sort of love-hate relationship. It's that paradox. It's the yin and the yang that go together that say, hey, with there being good, you have to have contrast. You have to have something that you might represent as bad. And so that good or bad that you're representing contrasts itself so that you can understand what both feel like. You have to have both. You have to have both. Did I mention you have to have both? Right? So here's the thing. As you're talking to your significant other, your spouse, your partner, your children about the thing that you love, your parents about the thing that you love, oftentimes we have this bad habit of talking about the negative stuff that's going on because other people will connect with us on the negative. They'll commiserate with us. If we say, oh, things were so hard today at work, they go, oh, yeah. Oh, I know how it is. Yeah, things are hard for me. And they connect with you. But if you come to them and you say, everything's amazing, I love what I do. Sometimes people look at you and go, you weirdo? What do you mean you love what you do? You should hate it like I hate what I do. No, 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 that's not it. And it's beautiful when you have younger children because they are uninhibited. They will tell you exactly that they love what they're doing. And it's refreshing. And that's why so many of us love to hear children talk about the things that they love because we support them in it. And we say, yeah, you should love it, engage, go. And then unfortunately, sometimes as young adults grow older, and they get closer to the age of having to support themselves and earn money, parents come around and they go, well, you need to stop messing around with that thing you love, right? I got a lot of air quotes today. Sorry about that, right? If you're watching the video, you can see I've done a lot of funny bunny rabbit air quotes, right? But if you are doing the thing you love, you need to stop messing around and go work. at something you hate, earn money doing something you don't like. Well, that's baloney. Now, if you're an entrepreneur and you're here right now, we're having this conversation because you're an entrepreneur and you went, no, I'm going to do what I love and I'm going to find a way to earn money at it. I'm going to find a way to support me and my family and whatever I need to support, doing the thing I love, right? And I believe it was Henry Ford, right? Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that's interesting. And it's very, very accurate. And it's not that you can't call it work. You could call it work, but it's that it isn't work. It's that you just enjoy doing it. And so you just get the things done that you need to. Now, within every entrepreneur, there are some things that maybe you don't like to do. Maybe you love the accounting part of the business. So you love to do that and you excel at that. But when it comes to creating graphic stuff, you're like, oh, hate doing that. But in the beginning, you do it. You figure it out. And you might consider that the work. You might consider that the challenge. But ultimately, as you grow, you can farm out the things that you don't like and get somebody who really loves to do them, the who that really loves to do them. Some people really love the accounting. Some people don't like the accounting as much. Some people love the graphic design. Some people don't love the graphic design. Some people really love the video editing and some people don't, right? So what do you love to do? And you can love to do lots of things and it's okay, just so you know. I have this feeling that there was this generation of humans out there that had parents that were like, you got to find the one thing that you love, as if it was exclusive, as if you could only love one thing. That's baloney. You can love multiple things. You can like to do lots and lots of things. And so here's the idea. Let's tie this back around. Right? When you're talking to your loved ones, your significant others, the other people, don't get to this place where you're talking only about the bad things. They'll tell you you need to quit. You need to stop doing that thing. Talk about what you love. Be brave and really dig in. I'm not saying be overly happy or pretend, right? Actually, pretending isn't going to hurt you any. Pretending is good sometimes. Have you noticed? All the kids that have created the most amazing things in the world all spent their life pretending. Yeah, maybe pretending isn't so horrible. But when you're talking to your significant other, you should probably let them know about the great things, about the things you love, about the things that are going well, not just the challenges. Now, it's fine if you talk to them about the things that are going on, because sometimes you need support, sometimes you need a little advice. Great. But let's focus on the things that we love. And you'd be surprised if you felt like you lost support from those surrounding you, your significant others, your family, your friends, whatever. You might be surprised if you start talking about the things that you love in that you do. Two things will happen. They'll start to go, wow, that's really great. And they'll start supporting you more. And two, you might find out that you remember all the things that you love. And it won't be so horrible along the way when you have to do those few things that are maybe outside of your range until you can farm them out to the people that love them. Yeah. All right, guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, #Magic for Life. Let us know that you love what's going on in the content that we're creating and give us some feedback. We'd love to hear it. And until next time, we'll see you on the next episode.
Happiness is a choice. Sadness is a choice. All emotions are a choice. Sometimes doing our emotions doesn't seem like it's our choice, but it is. You have control. You are the captain of your ship, and you must learn how to be the best captain you can be. Let me show you how. Pick up your free copy of my new book, Every Minute, at everyminutebook.com.